Hello everybody, Joe Bagdones here, and welcome back for another episode of MUV Photonflowers. This time, we're hopping back over to the extra side of things to do Meiya's little side story. Because I guess these two are... I don't know if they're, like, two parts of, like, one thing, or if they're two separate stories, but hey, we'll find that out as we're doing them. But man, I am fucking tired today. Today was a weird day. Last night, I had my physical fucking PT test, whatever. Did fine. Fucking puked all over the place during the run. Definitely, like, 80% of that was nerves, because only a quarter mile in, and I'm just like, "Bleh." That sucked. It cost me like a minute of my time, and I had to run slower for the rest of it, so not the best run time, but enough to pass. But then I went back inside. I'm like, I flew up. And they're like, all right, well, you did your test, so you can just, like, go home. I'm like, sweet. So I did that. But there was a slight miscommunication in there, because I guess they had planned for me to come back, but I just didn't. I just came back and fucking went to sleep. So they tried to call me, but I didn't pick up because I was, like, sleeping like death. And they're like, hey, isn't, like, vomiting a symptom of a heart attack? And they're like, oh shit. So they sent someone over to come over to my house, but I don't have a doorbell, and the room's on the second floor with the ceiling fan and AC going. I could hear them knocking. So they tried calling me like 10 times. Phone was on vibrate underneath one of my pillows. Didn't hear it. So I wake up to the police walking up the stairs to my bedroom. I'm like, what the fuck? I guess they had called the cops and to, like, let them know, hey, we're gonna be breaking into this guy's house, so you want to come with us? And like, yeah, sure. So yeah, that was my morning. Really, really weird. Fortunately, I'm not in trouble or anything. They're just glad I'm not dead, and they'll probably just be like, okay, just next time, confirm better with what we want you to do. I'm like, yes, sir. But enough about my fun escapades, which I'm still, like, my fucking brain's all discombobulated from it. But I went on Amazon and I ordered a doorbell, because my house is fucking built in, like, the 1940s, I guess before doorbells existed. But anyway, let's get in there. Hey, what's up, Meiya? Long time no see. English, please. In this book, we'll be giving a comprehensive overview on how to properly engage in romantic relationships as both a member and a representative of the Mitsurugi family. Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Oh, look at me just skipping shit. By following these simple precepts, you will not only be able to determine the appropriate course of action in a given situation, but also be more effective in courting your intended mate. Let us start by outlining the most basic of seduction techniques. Where the fuck are you, Meiya? The Tsukiyomi method, a relationship survival guide. Aha! I was wondering why she foisted this book upon me as I was walking out the door. Perceptive as ever, Tsukiyomi. She must have known, then, that my heart had been wavering as of late. My grandfather had dictated that it is time for me to return to Japan. Now more than ever, I must be steadfast in my resolve, and yet I struggle. Well, no, it's not so much that my determination has waned. I simply feel a bit anxious, I suppose, at the thought of finally returning to my beloved side. Also nice, I'm able to read this time instead of just sitting back and going, uh-huh, yeah, cool. I'm not sure how to explain it. There's this tightness in my chest, and I haven't been able to relax in days. I got a tightness in my chest too, but that's probably because of congenital heart defects and an undiagnosed AFib. For her to pick up on that, and even to put together a self-help book like this, as her master, I should be ashamed. However, for now, I must say goodbye to the city that's been my home these past 2 years. I have never explored it beyond my daily commute to from the mansion to the university, but I insisted that they at least let me walk myself to the station once before I go. Interesting. Don't read and walk.
いや、ダメだ。
I should not have opened it yet. There'll be plenty of time to read on the flight home. I can't help myself. I'm too intrigued. I must see what wisdom lies upon the next page. Tsukiyomi was right. This is indeed the critical factor I was missing. Though I'm loath to admit it, I haven't the slightest clue when it comes to the inner workings of romance. Same, bro. And yet right here, within these pages, all of its secrets have been laid bare. I recognize that I am simply trying to justify my behavior, and yet... To think a master of the Mugen Kido technique would be bested by a simple pamphlet. Love truly is a fearsome thing. These are the fundamentals of male-female interactions. In the next chapter, we will be discussing some potential obstacles that may require more resourceful strategies. Chapter 2, Pursuing a Bachelor. Common obstacles and how to address them. Number 1, the most dangerous obstacle of all, rival suitors. As Sun Tzu once said, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Even in the realm of love, knowing your opponents, and their weaknesses in particular, is one of the surest ways to give yourself a competitive edge. I see. So to partake in romantic endeavors, you must be prepared to stave off any assailants who might get in your way. It truly is akin to war then. Fascinating. Of all the potential rivals you're likely to encounter, the most common by far is the unassuming girl next door. Make no mistake, however, these will often be your most fearsome competitors, except they never win. There's a fair bit of diversity within this group. Some of the many different varieties include the soft-spoken bookish type, the sundress wearing sweetheart, the best kind, the roughhousing tomboy, also really good, and the all-in-one bombshell honor student. In the interest of caution, please consider any long-term friends of the opposite sex to be ticking time bombs, liable to join in the fray at any moment. In many cases, the target bachelor takes the relationship for granted and has little to no awareness of the deeper emotions at play. The deciding factor here will be your ability to seal the deal before he even has the chance to recognize those feelings. Should this ever come to pass, the girl next door will become a fearsome opponent indeed, due to her advantage in both general proximity to the target, as well as their storied history together. Though this may seem to contradict the Mitsurugi tenet of fair play, time has shown again and again that when it comes to love, it is far better to let sleeping dogs lie. Next, we have the daddy's little girl. These suitors prey upon the bachelor's empathy and parental instinct. Their most identifiable feature is their childlike appearance, which often belies their true age. They're extremely effective against bachelors who are into that sort of thing, and their individual personalities have far more nuance than one might think. Like pets, they can be meek and therapeutic, or klutzy and playful, though perhaps most common of all is the doting, innocent little sister type. Note that any of these traits can be mixed and matched, as they frequently are. They tend to be mentally immature as well, as evidence of their peculiar, childish speaking patterns. Be especially careful of the ones who employ nonsensical verbal tics not seen in any existing dialect. Should the bachelor fall for their unique charms, even once, it is unlikely that he will ever express an interest in any other kinds of women again. Yeah, once you're in the lolly pit, you don't get out. On the other end of the spectrum, however, we find the antithesis of all these personality types, the little witch variant. To use an example that you'd be familiar with, Meiya-sama, this is the category under which we would file the young heiress to the Daikuji group. Whoosh! Moving on, we have the authoritarian. Ooh, baby. Strong and virtuous, these girls lure in their prey by showing just the slightest hint of vulnerability. Also known as the class representative type, for their extremely high propensity to occupy such leadership positions, the Mitsurugi Cultural Encyclopedia, Volume 72, very assertive, invariably wears glasses. The two main subcategories here are the valedictorian, which specializes exclusively in academics, and the jack of all trades, which excels in athletics as well. The latter tends to also be quite compassionate, which seems to indicate that they employ perfectionism in their interpersonal relationships as well. However, this brings with it an unwillingness to go with the flow and an intense obsession with cleanliness, which means they have a hard time getting along with deadbeats and couch potatoes. Lucky for us, this means they tend to be They tend to ostracize themselves from most of the men in their lives, but be warned, if, for whatever reason, the target bachelor catches a glimpse of that vulnerability I mentioned above, you'll have an extremely difficult time reclaiming his attention. Next on our list is the most peculiar, yet also the most unpredictable, the black sheep. Typical varieties include the woman of few words, the holier-than-thou, the ditzy daydreamer, and the shock humorist. All these operate more on impulse than logic, which can sometimes capture a man's attention even if they have no intention of doing so. The ditzier varieties, in particular, give off a fearsome mystique that can exert a powerful influence on a man without either of them realizing it. Because their peers have been predisposed to expect a certain eccentricity from them, any show of normalcy or genuine emotion will be exponentially more compelling than what the average person could do. As with the authoritarian, you must remain ever vigilant and take extreme care so as to not allow the target bachelor to be in the same room when this occurs. Furthermore, because reason and logic do not apply to the actions of the black sheep, there is no way to predict what might cause them to develop feelings for the target bachelor. Always be on the lookout for even the most subtle of warning signs. Finally, we have one special mention, the forbidden fruit. This refers to an androgynous male whose personality aligns well with the bachelor's. Within a broader framework, this typically coincides with the best friend category, and like the girl next door, he's extremely close with the bachelor in question. Being male, he would understandably not be considered a threat under normal circumstances. However, the simple fact that he is in the same gender does not necessarily preclude him from having romantic feelings for the target bachelor. And we must not hold that against him. Many of this type possess an innate ability to attract members of both sexes. Hey man, as long as he's cute, doesn't matter. It may take quite a bit to convince the target bachelor to cross that line, but once he does, he'll find him trapped for life within the endless labyrinth of love. One that makes even the daddy's little girl addict look amateurish. Once he has a taste of the forbidden fruit, there will be no turning back. There is so much diversity in the world. It truly does take all kinds. Incredible. It appears I still have much to learn. The breadth of Tsukiyomi-san's wisdom never ceases to amaze me. However, should any saboteurs dare to stand in my way, I can simply dispatch them outright. There's no need for underhanded tactics. Furthermore, I do not understand why an entire chapter is spent discussing these peons, when the true opponent I must conquer lies elsewhere. I appreciate your concern, Tsukiyomi, but I don't believe I'll be coming back to this section.
さて、続きは
Oh, Meiya, you fool. Chapter 3, The Dawn of Romance. Common incidents and how to respond. Oh? Now this is more like it. I have a good feeling about this chapter. Oh, yeah, this is where she learned to scream when fucking Takaru saw her with her tits out. I see. Chapter 22, Being Walked In On. You have just noticed that your desired bachelor has witnessed you in the process of changing clothes. In this situation, you should respond in accordance with the severity of the transgression. If he has burst into your room without knocking, see page 113. Ah, so the answer's on a different page then.
どれどれ
Example 22, correct response. Let out a shriek while making a superficial attempt to cover up. Wait just long enough for your face to turn red and avert your eyes to tear up, then throw any small objects in your immediate vicinity at them as hard as you can. Interesting. Explanation. We conducted a double-blind study that measured both the eye movements and the brain activity of a sample group of 2,000 bachelors under identical conditions and determined this to be the most effective course of action. At first, the bachelor's gaze will be drawn to your privates, whichever are exposed in this case. Then, by scrambling to cover them with your hands, you will entice him to look even harder. You must not completely cover them up, however. Yep, a little tease is even more exciting. At this point, by letting out a defenseless squeal, you will not only arouse the bachelor, but also stimulate his sense of guilt. This will leave him in a very conflicted mental state. Assuming he is not a sociopath, reason will win out here, and he will return to his senses. At this point, you will be able to see the guilt on the bachelor's face, and you must attempt to gauge the magnitude of his remorse. It is absolutely crucial that you let him see the shame and outrage in your watery eyes, as well as the genuine embarrassment in your flushed red face. Not the entire face, however. Aim for just the area of your cheeks between your eyes and mouth. as these will leave a powerful impression on him in his conflicted mental state. To make this even more effective, it is imperative to throw at least one nearby object at the perpetrator, for example, an alarm clock or a softball. If you are able to knock the bachelor out with this, the encounter will no doubt be forever ingrained in his memory, but severe injury should suffice in most cases. The lasting effect of this is twofold. First, you are diffusing any residual awkwardness of the situation by letting him think he has received his due punishment. Second, he will be left thinking of you as something which cannot be easily obtained. Exercise. Let's practice letting out a defenseless, heart-wrenching squeal. Now try it. Kia! On the street. I don't think that's a very good idea, Meiya. Is this how the common folks express their love? It seems rather convoluted. So much of this reads as counterintuitive. Well, to be fair, that perception is likely due to a product of my own sheltered lifestyle. Of course, I'll need to adapt a bit, having been detached from the outside world for so long. When in Rome, as they say.
事例22応用湯殿において
I assume it expects us to throw the wash tub this time. Immediately grab a nearby wash tub and throw it in such that the base, or near the rim of the tub, makes direct contact with the bachelor's face. That's rather specific. I imagine a throw like that would take quite a bit of practice. In this case, the ideal scream is one that can visibly shake the foundation of the building. The empirical data shows that, for the average commoner, the scream's output volume and the force of the initial throw should be directly proportional to the amount of skin exposed. So it is considered common practice then. Dear me, this is way more involved than I thought. Delivering a response of appropriate severity will require a great level of discipline. It takes a considerable amount of energy to shake an entire building, no doubt. Especially in Japan, they probably have like really good earthquake safety standards for like their buildings. So, shaking them might be difficult. Well, actually, that depends. For like a 2-story home, I'd imagine not, but I know like for higher like skyscraper type buildings, they're actually designed to like shake, but not so much that like they fall over. It's complicated. Go look at seismic papers or something. I don't know. I'm not a scientist or a structural engineer. It'd be something akin to an earthquake of, say, magnitude 1.5 to 2.5. Even if we split the difference and say 2.0, by my rough calculations, that would still require something in the order of 10 million joules. To exert that kind of energy via simple acoustic vibration, you'd have to... No, it is simply not possible with human vocal cords. The life of the everyman seems to be far more exciting and strenuous than I'd originally thought. But I will master these skills, I swear it. Meiya? If love is battlefield, then I cannot bring shame to the Mitsurugi family name. Nor to myself, for that matter.
Oi, kimi! そっちは!
それにしても第3章は随分と長いな
Example 41, on the sidewalk. Applications, the accidental finger graze. Applications, the wind-blown skirt fiasco. Applications, the corner turn head bonk. With toast. Applications, the unexpected weekend encounter downtown. It's almost as if every occurrence in the commoner's life is unpredictable. With this much happening on a day-to-day basis, how can one find even the slightest moment of respite? The simple act of living seems to be a career in itself. It certainly is loud out here today, though. I finally get some time to myself and I can hardly even focus.
巻末に書かれているのは帰国後の予定か
Step 1. The first impression is key. A step-by-step outline for how to make the initial wooing phase go smoothly? Tsukiyomi, the depth of your consideration brings a tear to my eye.
何何
全員配置完了しました。あとは犯人の出方次第。っておい。
まず殿方の寝所に忍び込み
Just a little bit of night crawling.
君、止まりなさい。
なるほど
I never would have thought of that. Total ambush. What better way to make a lasting first impression?
止まれ。それ以上は危険だ。
実に詳細な行動予定だ。緻密さにおいて完璧と言えよう。
With this much guidance, anyone should be able to succeed. I have no excuse to fail.
おい、誰かあいつを止めろ。
All that's left is to convince my grandfather, I suppose.
ここはどこだ？
It's a bank. Was I a bit too absorbed in my reading? Well, no matter. It's not as though I'm running late. Let's continue.
止まれ。
Someone has been getting flagged down for quite a while now.
止まれって言ってるだろ。
Whoever they are, it sounds like they need to pay better attention to their surroundings.
おい、聞こえないのか。止まれと言ってるだろ。
そなた、もしや私に話しかけているのか？
当たり前だ。他に誰がいるんだよ。
そ
Oh,
う
there's
か。
actually quite a few people
許す
around
がよ
here.
い。無作法な話で恐縮だが、読書に夢中になってしまっていた。
なんだてめえ。新手の交渉役か。
交渉役。何の話だ？
Man, you need to take better care of your gun. Look at all those scratches.
は？周りを見てみろ。
It appears to be some kind of storefront with a rather hushed atmosphere. Not only is there very little activity, but the receptionists seem extremely arrogant about keeping it that way. Do they truly expect to make a sale with that attitude? Could this be one of those businesses that values tranquility above all else?
このような店があるとは恐れ入った。
何言ってんだ。
ここは生をめでる店なのであろう。
はあ。何言ってやがる。
それにしては生を楽しむ工夫が全く凝らされていない。いかに枯山水が日本独自のものとはいえ、そのような無粋な調度品では。
何わけのわからねえこと言ってやがんだよ。
Yeah, what are you on about, Meiya?
やはりわからぬか。よいか。日本にはわびさびという観念があり。
Uh-huh.
いい加減にしろよてめえ。
先ほどからどうも話が噛み合っていないようだな。
So it would seem.
噛み合ってないのはてめえの方だろ。
ならばこの場所は何なのだ？
Bank?
バカにしてやがるのか。
許すがよい。私はこのような場所に来るのは初めてなのだ。一つ。
見てわからねえのかよ。ここは銀行だよ。
ほう、銀行か。銀行なら知っているぞ。
I would hope you're familiar with a bank.
何なんだ。
そちらのご婦人は？
She seems rather pale. Has she come down with something?
人質だ。見りゃわかんだろうが。
人質？
なんだよこいつは。
いや待て。私とて人質の意味ぐらいは知っているぞ。
As I recall, it refers to the use of another human being for security purposes. Something sent from one party to the other to show a good faith. That's like a political hostage. Different in this scenario.
なるほど。銀行だけに担保か。確かに西欧では18世紀頃まで国際条約実施の保証に人質をやり取りする習慣があったそうだが、未だそのような伝統を守っているとは。
おいおい、このお姉ちゃんネジ飛んでんじゃねえのか。どうにかしろよ。お前がどうにかしろ。
It'd be easier just to let her leave.
さすがは伝統を重んじる欧州のこと。国は違えどその志、尊敬の念を禁じえ。
何が尊敬だ。こいつを人質にして立てこもってるんだよ。
You think Meiya knows what a stick-up is?
人質を取って立てこもっている？どこか犯罪的な趣を感じるのだが。
どこがじゃねえ。犯罪だ。 銀行強盗だよ。銀行強盗。
なんと
By Jove.
なんだ？
I can't believe I've already encountered such a dire situation. Are the lives of the common folk truly this dramatic? No wonder I found their mating habits so peculiar.
私はなんと恵まれているのだろうか。
何が？
銀行強盗なる貴重な事例をこの目で見ることになろうとは。このような経験をせし者、三剣の中でもそうそうおるまい。
なんで嬉しそうなんだよこいつは。
ところでそちらのご婦人だが、顔色がひどく悪いぞ。
殺されるかもしれない状況なんだぞ。みんなこうなるに決まってんだろ。
殺生とはまた穏やかではないな。してそなたたちはそちらのご婦人を殺めようとする輩から守っているというわけか。
Yes.
んなわけねえだろ。大体誰だよその輩ってのは。
知らん。そなたたちにもわからんのか。
ちげえよ。俺たちが銀行強盗。こいつがもたもたしているから逃げ遅れて包囲されちまったんだよ。
なるほど、ようやく状況がつかめた。初めからそう説明すればよいもの。
I'm glad we've all reached an understanding here.
初めからそう言ってるだろ。どうにかしろよ。俺に振るな。
Don't even be like violent with Meiya. Just like make her some tea and have her sit down and wait it out.
しかし
まだなんかあるのか。
そちらのご婦人、本当に顔色が悪いぞ。早々に医者に見せるべきであろう。
できるかっての。人質を解放しちまったら俺たちが危険なんだよ。
危険？それは確かに困るやもしれぬな。
Problem indeed.
こいつ大丈夫かよ。
Yes.
ではその人質というもの、私にできないであろうか。
は？
幸運にも銀行強盗に会えたのだ。この際人質というものを経験するのも悪くなかろう。
ここに来た時点でお前は特に人質なんだよ。
何、安心するがよい。人質の経験こそないが、男女交際以外であれば人並み以上にこなせるようしつけられている。
男女交際って。
必ずやそなたらの期待に応えてみせよう。人質とは相手と交渉するために必要なものであろう。それになるために必要な資格などはなかったと記憶してい
In
るが。
fact, I feel like Meiya is overqualified for this position. A simple bank robbery hostage.
そりゃそうかもしれねえな。
人質がいればよいのであろう。
いいだろう。わかった。おい、何言ってんだよ。バカ野郎。俺らの目的を忘れんな。こんな事態を引き起こすためじゃなかっただろ。だけどよ。それに人質は一人いれば十分だろ。わかったよ。
良いのだな。
ああ、その代わりこの女を解放するのはお前を縛ってからだ。
Fair enough.
よかろう。面倒をかけるがよろしく頼むぞ。
ありがとうございます。このご恩は一生忘れません。
What agreeable bank robbers.
よい。貴重な経験をさせてもらえるのだ。そなたに感謝を。
Not quite sure what to do now. I should have asked Tsukiyomi to instruct me on proper hostage etiquette.
いささかきつすぎる。緩めるがよいぞ。
人質が文句を言うな。
文句はない。そ
That
な
wasn't
た
a
の。
demand, just a request.
いいから黙ってろよ。
ん？
なんだよ。だからなんだよ。
seems slightly unnerved.
縄がきつすぎる。緩めるがよいぞ。
これがてめえの望んだ人質なんだ。我慢してろ。
わかった。それが作法であれば仕方あるまい。
Hopefully any marks or bruises will go away before my first night.
いつまでそいつに構ってる。さっさと済ませろ。なあ、こいつを人質にして本当に良かったのかな。
Worst idea imaginable.
バカ野郎、今さらグダグダ言うな。おい、行くぞ。なあ、けどよ、こいつ絶対変だよ。人質の自覚ねえよ。
Wriggle, wriggle. No, this is most definitely too tight. I don't mean to be insubordinate, but I'm gonna have to loosen them a bit. I wasn't expecting the barrier of entry to be quite this high.
そいつだって人質には変わらないだろう。まあいい。で、警官の方は完全に包囲されてる。特殊部隊投入も時間の問題だろう。くそ、ついてねえぜ。せっかくいいとこまで行ってたのに。内通者からの情報じゃなかったのかよ。今日そのはずだったんだ。
Got played.
最悪だ。来てみりゃ金庫はがっちり閉まっていて、肝心のあいつはいやしねえ。おまけに外にはいつ突入してくるかわからない警官がうようよしている。最悪だよ。せめて金庫の中身に手つけなきゃ割に合わねえ。なんとか開けさせようぜ。人質を盾に要求すりゃ。そのことだがな。諦めようと思ってる。なんだと。投降しよう。は？そもそも俺たちはこんなことができる器じゃなかったんだ。おい、ちょっと待て。あのクソ野郎に一泡吹かせるんじゃなかったのかよ。このままじゃ俺たちやられそうじゃねえか。よく考えろ。時間が経てば特殊部隊が来るぞ。
But what about our power of friendship, robber numbered 1?
相手は教習専門の特殊部隊。俺たちは素人の寄せ集め。全員死ぬよりマシだろ。そんな。金庫が開いてなかった時点で俺たちは失敗していたんだよ。今回は諦めろ。せっかくここまで来たんだぜ。なんかないのかよ。だったらせめてあの野郎をぶっ殺さなきゃ収まりがつかねえ。
Yeah, fuck that guy.
仕方ないだろう。俺たちは奴に全てを奪われた。確かに殺したって足りないくらいだ。でもな、本当にあいつ殺して俺たち満足か？
No, but it'll make you feel better.
疲れてるのはわかるが、目的を忘れるな。俺たちの本当の目的は金じゃないし、奴の命でもない。
Wait, what? Then what are you here for?
ああ。
You're robbing a bank, but not for the money.
あの野郎とこの銀行の信用を社会的に失墜させることだ。俺たちと同じ目に合わせることだ。これだけの騒ぎを起こしたんだ。裁判になればマスコミも注目する。動機を証言するチャンスもある。無理だよ。テレビや新聞はあいつらの御用聞きみたいなもんじゃないか。やってみなきゃわからないだろう。とにかく投降しよう。死人が出てからじゃ遅すぎる。わかった。
What a reasonable guy you are, robber number 1.
みんなもいいな。
ならん。
なんだよって。おい、縄はどうし。
バカ者。私のことなどどうでもよい。 多少思い通りにことが運ばなかったからといって初子貫徹せずに諦めるとは何事か。情け
Is,
ない
is
に
this
も
really
程
the
があ
best
る。
time for this pep talk, Meiya?
情けないだと？お前に俺たちの何がわかるんだ？
わからん。だがそなたたちが意志の弱い人間であることは分かった。これほどの騒ぎを起こしておきながら一度決めたことを簡単に投げ出すとは。
Hey man, sometimes you gotta know when to throw in the towel.
何やらただならぬ事情があるようだが、よほどの決意があってことを起こしたのであろう。簡単に引き下がれないという思いがあったのではないのか。
うせえ。引き際がわからない奴はただのバカだ。
愚かな。引き際だと？
そうだ。それをわきまえてない奴の方がよっぽど愚かだ。
違う。逃げ道を残しているからこそ決意が揺らぎ迷うのだ。引き際などと聞こえの良い欺瞞はやめるがよい。
Alright, Meiya, what way do you see out of this scenario?
そなたたちは己の心に負けたに過ぎないのだ。そなたたちの生き様を見せてみよ。人質として私が見届けよう。
ふざけるな。
勢いだけでこのようなことをしたのではなかろう。ならばそれを示すがよいぞ。
俺たちに死ねってことかよ。
なぜ死ぬと決めつける？そなたも先ほど言っていたであろう。やりもしないで諦めるのかと。
Oh, God damn it, Meiya. Now you're an accessory to a crime.
やったよ。すべてやったんだよ。自分たちのささやかな夢のためにすべてをやってきたんだ。
その結果がこれだ。俺たちは負けたんだよ。
Mm-hmm. Sometimes other guys just has better cards dealt.
一矢も報いることができなかった。
まだわからぬのか。敗北とは一矢を報いられなかったことでも夢がついえることでもない。すべてを諦めた己が心のありさまを指す言葉なのだ。犯罪を推奨するわけではないが、そなたたちは覚悟が足りないようだな。いや、よくはわからぬが、犯罪者らしくないと言うべきか。どこか不自然だ。
Almost like they're good people, man. They're just backed in a corner, you know.
そもそも、なぜこのような大それたことをしでかそうという気になったのだ。話してみるがよい。
何をだよ。
仇討ちめいたことが目的だと先ほど言っていたろう。私にはそれが気になるのだ。
俺たちの本当の目的は金庫の金を全部燃やすことだったんだ。
Burn it.
なぜそのようなことを。
この金庫の中身の多くはここの支店長に騙された人たちの金なんだ。
どういうことか。
善意の融資の結果ってやつさ。
Yes, that is indeed how banks operate.
今は銀行強盗なんてやってるけど、俺らだってまっとうに働いて暮らしていたんだよ。
俺らが住んでるのは自然の豊かな田舎の方の小さな村でな。俺はそこで乳製品を加工する工場を持っていて、まあ贅沢はできなかったけど十分に充実して幸せだって言える暮らしをしてたんだ。
仕事があって帰る家があって、そこに待っててくれる妻と子供がいる。たったそれだけだったけど幸せだった。
ずっと自分たちで工場を持つことを夢にしてきて、やっとたどり着いた場所だった。
まあささやかすぎる夢だけどな。
夢に大きいも小さいもないであろう。
そうかい。
Oh, yeah, that's right. I have to read. The fact that you realized it is a wonderful thing, regardless of what it might be. As someone struggling to obtain her own dream, I have every respect for that.
ただ最近不況の煽りで受注が減って
Oh no, not the
資金が回ら
economy!
なくなってきてな。
自分たちがどれだけ働いてもどうにもならないことがあるって現実にぶつかったんだ。
正直このまま工場を畳むことになるんだって思ったよ。まあその時は借金もなかったし出稼ぎにでも出ようと思っていた。帰る場所さえあれば頑張れるってな。最悪土地さえあれば食うに困らないくらいは自給自足でやっていける。そう思っていた。
俺も、いや村の連中はみんな同じ思いだったよ。
けどそこに救いの手が差し伸べられた。もう分かってると思うが、
Uh-huh.
融資の話を持ちかけてくれて。
目を疑うほどの好条件だった。銀行側からの再生プランも良心的でよかったんだ。
それがなぜ？
Explain further.
支店長の口車に乗せられたんだよ。初めから工場を、いや村そのものを乗っ取るつもりだったんだ。
融資を受けてからの数ヶ月間は順調だったんだ。そろそろ返済に移行できるかもしれないってそう思えるくらいにな。
But then...
けどよ、
引き返せないところまで来て取引先の一方的な契約破棄。
それまで順調だと言っていたではないか。
そうだ、俺たちに落ち度はなかったし向こうにも契約を打ち切る理由はなかったはずなんだ。
仲間の話じゃ言いがかりに近い納品拒否もあったって。
別の取引先を探していろいろな場所に足を運んだけど新しい契約は取り付けられなかった。
銀行への返済期限もあったしな。やれることはとことんやった。
そんな現状を見かねて銀行から経営陣が派遣されてきた。立て直しを目的として。
あの日のことは今でも忘れないな。
今じゃ嫁さんや娘とも離れ
Whoa,
離
whoa,
れさ。
whoa, 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 what?
どういうことだ？
奴らは就職斡旋を理由に俺たちの嫁さんの仕事として遠くの工場を紹介してくれた。
What country is
親切
this?
ずらしてな。
労働条件は過酷らしい。賃金も安い。
情けないが安かろうがなんだろうが収入はそれしかない。前と違って今度は借金も背負っちまってるし。
別の就職口も探したがこれだけ借金があるとなどこも雇っちゃくれない。
それで結局返済期限を守ることはできなかったんだ。
当たり前だ。守れないようにできてたんだからな。
担保にしていた工場、村の土地、牧場全部持っていかれた。事実上村は全て銀行のものってわけだ。結
That
局
is so sad.
奴らのシナリオ通りだったってわけさ。
Bank robber, dairy farmer man.
融資を取り付けた後でできた取引先は銀行と同じ系列の企業だったんだ。
あ、
時期を見て契約を破棄したわけか。
そうだ。嫁さんたちが連れて行かれた工場もそうなんだ。
バカだったよ。そこまでされて初めて気づいたんだから。
気づいた？
ああ、銀行は探してたんだよ。原発を建てる候補地を。反対運動でダメになった土地の代わりだよ。
I see another. They're gonna bulldoze your dairy plant. No!
そこで目をつけられたのが俺らの住んでる村だったんだ。
全てを奪い尽くし 村から追放する。あいつらは前の年の反対運動から学んだんだ。
これで原発の建設に反対する者も立ち退き料や保証をしなければならない住民もいなくなる。完璧な筋書きだよ。
なるほど、そのようなことがあったのか。
今さら俺たちに取り戻せるものなんて少ないかもしれない。もしかしたらないかもしれねえ。でもせめて家族だけは取り戻したいんだ。
どんなことをしてもな。ここにいるみんながそう思ってこんなことを始めたんだよ。
Take back your families, eh? Their means are still indefensible, but it seems their convictions are just. I can feel the sincerity of their intent from that look in their eyes. A ferocious glint that reflects the fire in their hearts.
そなたたちの言い分は分かった。
I can see the intense desire to reclaim what they hold dear. One's family is irreplaceable, and I can tell these men love theirs unconditionally. No one should be allowed to spit in the face of that.
いけませんね。自分の思い通りにならないからといって犯罪を犯すのは。
No, the bank manager. Oh my god.
てめえは
You can tell he's evil because he's fat.
実に困った人たちですな。逆恨みもいいところです。
何者だ。
こいつがここの支店長だ。
借りたお金は返すのが当たり前。返せなければ別のもので返していただくしかないでしょ。
てめえわざわざぶっ殺されに来たのか。
Oh no, not silenced, MP5s?
ご紹介が遅れました。当銀行の施設警備部隊です。
施設警備部隊。この者たちは警察ではないのか。
ここのところ世の中物騒でいけません。あなた方のような凶悪犯罪者がうようよしていますからな。
You can tell these guys mean business because they look tactical as fuck. Look at all those straps. Fucking eat your heart out, Kingdom Hearts.
いやいや、しかしあなた方には本当に感謝しなくてはなりませんな。
何？
これほどまで簡単に私どもの思惑通りにことが運ぶとは。
Does he have a mullet too? That's so gross.
なんだと。
王子の毒に。もともと契約書すらまともに読めない方々ですから仕方ありませんか。
なんだとてめえ。
その上こちらが用意した偽情報を信じて
You didn't even like
罠に飛び込んでくるのですか。
hire a lawyer to help you with the contract?
頭が不自由なのですね。
なんだと。それじゃあ今日金庫が開くとかいう話は。
はい、すべてこちらで流した情報です。
It was an inside job.
あ、何、私どもの善意を逆恨みして過激な行動をとるあなた方のような方々をあぶり出すためのいわば
なんてこった。
おとなしく諦めていれば手荒な真似はしなくて済んだのですが、残念です。非常に残念です。それではそんな頭の不自由なあなた方にこの先のシナリオを教えて差し上げましょう。これも当銀行のモットーである顧客サービスです。はい。当銀行は人質の生命と安全を確保するために自衛的行動をとる。そしてあなた方は人質を殺害し 激しく抵抗する。
人質を殺害って。
It means he's gonna shoot everyone.
やむを得ず正当防衛で我々は犯人を射殺。
くそこうなったら。
大体の事情は分かった。下がっているがよいぞ。
あんた。
お気の毒ですがお嬢さん、あなたはこの方たちに殺されてしまうという運命なのです。
つくよみ、
Yeah,
どうせ近くに控えておるのであろう。
obviously.
誰ですかその方は。
は、恐れながら言いつけに背きまして。
よい。ところでこの者の話だが、
この銀行における常習的な違法行為は明白です。すでに数々の証拠は抑えました。現在余罪を調査いたしております。
Damn, fucking got his ass.
うん。
まあいいでしょう。殺害される人質が一人増えただけのことです。
付け加えまして、先ほどからの支店長の言は全て記録してございます。
さすがつくよみ。いつもながら見事な手際だ。
あなた方は人の話を聞いているのですか。
Nah, we don't got time for a mid boss like you. We
下が
gotta
って
fucking
お
play
れよ
the
つくよ
catch.
み。そなたは手を出すでない。
おいあんた。
ねあくまで無視するおつもりですか。いいでしょう。最初に殺されるのは人質です。さようならお嬢さん。
悪く思うなよ。これも仕事だ。
Nothing personnel, kid. Oh god, he's got fucking snakeskin shoes.
あなたは一体。
つえ。何者なんだ。
あのお方は三剣メイヤ様でございます。
三剣メイヤ。
I was about to say, if you're the branch manager of a bank, you should be relatively familiar with big conglomerates, especially a massive one like fucking Mitsurugi conglomerate.
三剣財閥の次期当主となられるお方です。
私がこの場にいる以上、無益な殺生はまかりならぬ。
三剣。あの三剣財閥のご令嬢。
家のことなどどうでもよい。支店長とやら兵を引き素直に法の裁きを受けるならばよし。さもなくば三剣の名においてそなたの下道捨ておくわけにはいかん。
Did you at least do a Sailor Moon pose when we said that?
お黙りなさい。そのようなお方がこんなところにいるわけがありません。三剣を語る詐欺師め。
おい、いくらあの人が強いって言ったからってあの人数じゃ助けなくていいのかよ。
はい、控えていろとの仰せですので。
どうですか。三剣だかなんだか知らないが、これだけの圧倒的な力の差では手も足も出ませんね。
At least he's wearing proper head protective gear.
どうしました。我慢しまって。
And that's how I fucking looked when we were flying into Kabul. I had no body armor because fuck me, I'm just the maintenance guy. So they just gave me a fucking helmet from the Gulf War and like, here you go, wear this. And it's like, thanks. And I had no guns either, just the fucking crash axe. So if you ever played the Forest, you know that weird looking axe pickup from the airplane wreck. Yeah, I had one of those. Just that and one of those fucking helmets.
私を裁くようなことを言ってましたが、所詮無力な存在は力あるものを罰するなどできません。
Glorious Nippon steel folded over 1,000 times.
哀れな。そのようなものが力
Fun
である
fact
と
for you,
信
the
じて
reason
い
they
る
had
の
to
か。
fold their blades over 1,000 times is because Japanese iron is garbage. Like, it is empirically trash and full of impurities. So, the reason they have to fold it is to get all those out, which leaves them with a very stiff, brittle blade.
そのような力で人の心を、人の思いをくじくことなど断じてできん。
まだそのようなたわごとを。
御剣の名において警告する。鬼の道を表す者は我がミナルカムイの露と消えようぞ。
構いません。やっておしまいなさい。
撃て
We wield the blade not to further our interests, but to protect the powerless. Credo of the Mugen Kido Masters. I said credo, it should be credo. I'm a fucking moron. Don't yell at me in the comments, please. Oh god, I don't handle criticism well. Let me guess, Meiya, use the back of your blade.
無限機動流剣術が一いざよいすべて峰打ちお見事です。
Ooh, fucking nice CG.
本当の力というもの、そなたの身をもって知るがよい。
金庫が。
人の心や思いをくじくのは力ではない。己が心の内にある弱さがくじくのだ。故に心の内が強くあればよいのだ。さすれば力などに頼ることもあるまい。
Yeah, get good, scrub.
ああ、そなたたち怪我はないか。
大丈夫だ。
あんたすげえな。
いや、そんなことより人質の作法をないがしろにしてすまなかった。
I think we can let this one slide.
許すが。
別にいいんだよ、そんなこと。それより俺たちこのまま自首するよ。
そうか。
なんだかんだ言って俺たちがやったことは犯罪だ。どのみち許されるもんじゃない。
あんたが言う通り俺たちも心が弱かった。だからつけ入られたし、こいつらみたいに力で解決しようとしちまった。
これからは心を強く信念を持って生きていくように努力していこうと思うんだ。
そうだな。私も常にそうありたいと思っている。
だからまず自分のやったことの責任を取らなきゃな。
そうか。ところでつくよみ、この者たちの今後についてだが。
Well, we can probably help them with their legal fees to start.
ご家族の保護と弁護士の手配、融資の切り替え、その他すべて三剣ユーロが責任を持って実行いたしますようすでに手配済みでございます。
さすがつくよみ。聞いての通りだ。よかったな。
あんた
I mean, you might have to serve a little bit of time, or you might get off with some probation, considering, you know, this whole fucking place is going
メ
down.
イヤ様、専用機離陸の時間が迫っております。外に空港までの足を待たせてございますのでお急ぎを。
うん。では皆の者、達者で暮らすがよい。
I'm never forgetting you, bank robber number 1 and number 2.
待ってくれ。あんたのこと この恩は一生忘れない。
Our darkest hour of need, bank robber number 1 and 2 will be there for us.
そんなことより一刻も早く奥方たちのもとへ行ってやるがよいぞ。
あ、
そしてしかるべき後、相応の罪を償うがよい。そなたたちの貢献は御剣が預かる。
本当にありがとう。なんて礼を言ったらいいのか。
いろいろしてもらった上に情けないが生き様まで教えられちまって。
礼などよい。こたびの件で私もそなたたちにいろいろと教えてもらったからな。
え？
何の迷いもなく愛しいものを思う一途で強い心、しかと見せてもらった。今度は私の番だ。
あんたの番？
そうだ。私にも迎えに行くべき者がいるのだ。
Yeah, waiting. Yeah, he's
いや、
been waiting for you all this
我
time,
が夫となるべき
thinking
男だ。
about you every single day, and totally didn't forget that you existed. Hey, look at that, right around an hour. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, bank robber number 2 is voiced by Progress, whatever that means. To be continued. Dun dun dun. Well, we will continue that in like 2 days? 2 days if I record tomorrow, because that's right, we're hopping back over to Alternative for the next one. So, I hope to see you all next time for the next episode of MUV Love Photonflowers. Hope to see you there. Later.